Hey Indian Hills, this is Mrs. Sandersfeld-Miller, your teacher librarian here with some brand new books getting ready to put out in the library. So we're going to start off with some graphic novels, and then we have some books in a series and some soccer books and a couple fiction books as well. So to start off with, we have the Just Beyond R.L. Stine graphic novel series. This is a Netflix series. Not Netflix, Disney original series, if you would like to see that. We got book 3 and 4 of the Mythics series in. So we have 1 and 2 in the library already. Now we have 3 and 4. This one is Fazbear Fright's graphic novel, volume 2. So that one just came in. And then the Teen Titans series that we have. This one is Teen Titans Robin. And that one is the 4th book in the series. Moving along here, we have a couple that are kind of based on real life events. So Mohammed Najem, this one is about a boy in Syria, and he decides that he's tired of everything that's happening with the war in Syria, and so he wants to show it to the world. So he uses his cell phone to go through and tell to the world everything that's happening. A First Time for Everything is based on the author's real life class trip across Europe. So he just feels like he's an awkward middle school kid dealing with crushes and girls making fun of him and traveling across Europe. So just a fun adventure book. And then this one is about the author's experience living in New York after September 11th. So it just kind of goes through all the different things that she goes through living in New York. And then we have Bunnicula. This one is based on a classic novel. So this is the graphic novel version of that. This one is Dreamer. It's based on a true story of a person who is a hockey player in Canada. And he is actually a Ukrainian, Nigerian, Canadian professional hockey player. So he experiences a lot being kind of not your typical Canadian hockey player type. Crumbs is another one. This one I think just looks very cute, kind of a love story graphic novel, really pretty, great art in it. And then our 2 nonfiction books, we have Real Madrid nonfiction book. This one is a nice short one. It's got lots of pictures, a lot of short little text in it. And then a book about Messi, and this one is also kind of fun. It's not a ton of text. It's a lot of illustrations and kind of short little blurbs about statistics and things like that, so not a super long read. And then books in a series, we have Whale Done. This one is book 8 in the Fun Jungle series. We have Jordan J. This one is the 3rd book in the series. It's written kind of in a fun format too. It's not just written in like a regular chapter book type format, so that's a fun series. We have Tales from the Pizzaplex. This one is number 5, the Bobby Dots. And then The Shining City, this one is the 2nd book to another book that we do have the first one, but it's a book that's written in verse. So it's a dystopian book that's written in poetry. And then we have some regular fiction books. So the first one I'll start with is The First Rule of Climate Club. This is the same author of Dress Coded, and Dress Coded is going to be an Iowa Teen Award book next year. So The First Rule of Climate Club has to do with a girl who joins a climate club at their school, and they start to try and do real world things to make a change to the climate. Jennifer Nielsen is a super popular historical fiction author in our library. This one is about the Titanic. It's about a girl who is sent off to America to work and make money for her family after her father dies, and she ends up on the fateful ship Titanic. Not an easy win. This one is Crystal Giles. This one has to do with chess, so our chess club players might be interested in this one. It's about a boy who gets into trouble, gets expelled from school, but he joins a community club and starts to play chess, and that starts to kind of help him turn his life around. Next one is Killjoy by Holly Jackson. It is the author of A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. This one is a really short book. It's kind of comes after the A Good Girl's Guide to Murder series, and it's a novella. So it's just kind of a really short book. That's the book number 4 of that series. Next up, Natasha Preston, super popular author. This one is called The Island. It's about these kids who get to go to this really cool amusement park, but they start to realize that there's something wrong with this amusement park and it's on an island, and they're wondering if they're going to be able to get off of this island alive. The next one is Everything in Its Path, a story about a tornado. This one is written in poetry. It's a West 44 book, which means it's written in a very easy reading level, but it is a high interest book. And so it's about a boy whose home is destroyed in a tornado. And then after that, he starts to wonder how climate change has impacted the increase in tornadoes, and starts to want to make a change in the climate. And then the last one, Ask Me No Questions. This one is a replacement of a book that we used to have in the library, but it got lost. But this one's about a girl who is Muslim, and it has to do with how she's treated after September 11th. So another pretty short one. And I think her father ends up getting deported, and then her and her siblings have to try and survive on their own and get by on their own. So if any of these look good to you, go ahead and put them on hold or come into the library to check them out.